Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Patrick again. So I haven't done a video in a while. My bad. But I told you in a previous video that we weren't gonna do videos kind of every day, just because you guys you only need to see me make the same mistake once, and I only need to talk about it once, because it's kind of frustrating, when you get to a point where it's like, why do I keep doing the same thing over and over and over again? But you learn, you live, and experience is the best teacher. Besides my boy Mike from Investors Domain, again, big shout out, big up to his education and his program. It's doing its job. All right, plug over. But back to what I want to talk about today. You know, it's been crazy this whole year. I don't want to get into anything that's really going on. What I mention it for is, with everybody being quarantined for so long, with all the businesses being shut down, and everybody running from the COVID-19 virus. I'm using this time to really press that reset button, get back to basics, and really drive home what my or I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but really kind of hone in on my goals and the steps that I'm taking towards those goals. I did promise you guys that this was going to be a journey, and for that, or on that journey, we've come a long way. I started trading, almost what, a little over 2 years ago, maybe not even 2 years, around 2 years ago. Well, and we'll just catch it up quick. At first it was lose, 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 lose. Then it was, teach yourself how to win a little bit, but you're still losing just as much. And then it was, um, it's been a progression, and it's been a step, and it's been kind of like knocking down levels. Is kind of been my experience with this whole trading journey. And I think we're moving on, and we're knocking down new levels. Now I think I'm at about 60 to 70% win rate, which is awesome. My losers are dramatically lower than my winners now, which is fucking awesome. Like, you have no idea how proud of myself I am that we've been able to get to this point. And by this point, I mean in just the past couple of weeks, in the market. Not only have I made more than I've ever made, I've got my first bit of luck. I don't remember the stock, and I don't have a picture for you. I apologize. I'm away from my computer, but I was trading the stock, and I still overtrade, um, because I'm still teaching myself to trust myself, to trust my knowledge, to trust my experience. But we're doing better. We'll get to that point in a minute. But back to the bit of luck. In this game, it dramatically favors the prepared. And luck doesn't happen all the time. Luck doesn't happen to everyone, and there's a dramatic reason for that. And it's because whatever reasons, there's a myriad of different reasons why sometimes luck just seems to be against you. But yeah, I got into this stock. I added because it went against me a little bit. I thought I hit my sell all key, my sell whole position key, but apparently I only hit my sell half key. Well, it was about 3 minutes later I noticed it, or it was a little bit longer than that. It was probably 7 or 8 minutes later I noticed it, and I was like, "Oh shit! I'm still holding 1,000 shares." Well, the stock was up like $2.40 at that point from my entry, and it was already up. It's like $5 or $6 at that point, from the bell. But it was a $1,500 trade, and I'd already made like 900 on the first half of the trade. Um, That day I made $3,600 last Friday. Like I said, I don't remember the ticker. It doesn't really matter. But, getting back to the progression and levels, we went from, flipping the script, and now I win more than I lose, and my losers are dramatically coming down in size, and my winners are kind of going up in size. It's that whole seesaw thing that the market kind of does to new traders. This is very much a game of attrition. It is most certainly not a sprint. It is definitely a marathon. And if you don't love where you are, if you don't love what you're trying to do, and you don't love kind of are discovering how to figure out puzzles, this game's going to eat you alive. And for a very long time, it ate me alive. I have a very sharp mindset of I want to be better than you. I've done it my whole life. To a certain extent, I did it in baseball. For pretty much every kitchen I stepped in, I wanted to be the best, and that's just my mentality. I have this overwhelming need to be, or not need, but overwhelming desire to be better than the people around me. And I'll sacrifice whatever I need to sacrifice in that endeavor. But I think it's part of it that allowed me to see that. I've been working on trying to get to the point where I would hold a little bit longer. In the investor's domain, we operate on a 3M rule, which is a 3-minute rule. In 3 minutes, you're either going to make a little bit, lose a little bit, or get out for break even. And it's very much to protect, and I get it now. It's very much to protect new traders' equity, and to allow you to continue to come back, because that's what makes it in this game. Is your ability to come back, your ability to say, you know what, that sucked. We're gonna try again tomorrow, and tomorrow we're gonna do better. And there are a lot of tomorrows where you don't, and that's okay. I've dealt with, also recently, my first couple of haters, talking about, you're chasing bullshit and you need to learn a lot. And they're very much correct. I know I need to learn a lot. I'm a baby in this game, and it's happening. It's daily. I chase it down, I seek it out, and I try to get better on every single trade and every single day. It's just my mentality, and it's just what I've been trying to do for the past 2 years. So also during this week, I've had what I think we're on my very first green streak. Hey, big ups. I think we're at 5 days in a row now of no red trades, or no red days. Actually, I mean, I think there's also been no red trades too. I'd have to look that up, but in that, couple of days, very small. I'm not trying to say I figured it out. I'm here, I'm arrived. Like, fuck that. I still have a very long way to go, and I know that. I still have a lot to learn, and that is cool. That is okay. I am totally cool with that. But I'm very proud of where I'm at. I've doubled my account from 2 weeks ago. Um, I think I've almost doubled and a half my account. Actually, no, not really. Double and a quarter. But I've been making more than I've ever made. It's been so much easier now. The market helps. The market changes, and I realized that at the beginning of the COVID-19 kind of crisis, I was doing terrible. Um, but as the market heated up and continued to stay a little hot, I got a little more aggressive, and that's what it takes in this game. Fortune favors the bold, and I'm not anywhere near fortune yet, but we will get there. I promise you that. Right now, in my mindset, it's not a if anymore. I know in a couple videos, I'm saying I don't know if I can do this. How? It's way past that. I know I can do it. I've proven that I can do it. I just need to continue to do it. And I need to continue to knock down mistakes. Today, it's probably been a week and a half, 2 weeks. I've been telling myself that the 3M rule I've kind of outgrown. Um, but I'm still over trading, which can be a problem. It actually very much can be problematic, especially if you start the day off on the wrong side of the market. Um, but we, we got to that point where I was doing terrible at the beginning of the COVID-19 crisis, and I actually texted my boy Rodney, and I was like, when is the failure going to stop? I believe that it might have begun to stop. Like I said, the last 5 days I've been green. The last 5 days I've doubled my account plus some, and that is the first time in my career I've ever been able to do that, which is amazing. Um, I'm making, a little over $1,000 a day, probably averaging right around $900 a day for these 5 days. Probably a little bit more than that because that one Friday I did make 3,600. But today I made 12. Yesterday I made 900, and 15 cents. But um, experience. Eyes on the market. I took some pre-market trades today. That's the second time, in the past 2 weeks that I've done that. Um, and it's worked. It's helped. And I still chase bullshit. I'm still, trading penny stocks. It's a progression though. You start at one spot and you teach yourself that sector of the market, and then you move on. Is my goal and my plan right now. And who knows what'll happen in the future? Maybe we will trade some big market guys, some Facebook, some Tesla, some Amazon, Google, whatever. I'm not trying to pay $1,800 a share for something right now, though. I can tell you that much. Totally cool paying $10 a share, which is kind of where I've kind of set my loose max. There were a couple tickers in there that were $14, $15, but I don't want to trade anything over $20. Last week, back when MSRN was running, I traded it below 20, but once it got over 20, I was just like, I went to like 24 from 20, and I was like, yeah, but that's cool and all. It's just too expensive for me. But what we've been working on is either getting into a stock at my level. That's still very much important. You write these levels out for a reason. Support, resistance, whole, half dollar numbers. They're magnet key areas for an absolute reason. And so I've been getting in. I've been doing a lot better at getting in at those levels, and even sometimes before those levels, noticing what I need to notice on time and sales in level two to see what I need to see, and make the necessary trade to get that beautiful front runner average. Um, Sometimes I get in a little bit late still, but again, we're still learning. It's still a process. I'm still very much a baby in this industry, and I'm cool with that. But we're getting a little long here. I don't want to hold you up for too long. I just wanted to kind of chime in, give you an update of where we are with the journey, if you will, and kind of give myself a pat on the back if I'm proud of where I'm at. I'm proud of what I've been able to do. But getting back to what I just said, sorry, I get sidetracked. Whatever. Where I've been struggling with, I get in, it blasts up, I get out, right? And I do that over and over and over again, and that's what leads to me over trading. Is me getting in and me getting back out, building up those commissions and ECN fees. But I've been trying to get to a point where I get in. If it blasts up, I either take half and grab a bigger piece of the move, or I add. Um, I thought to myself, let's try the take half thing, and it kind of worked out a little bit. Teeny tiny guy. But again, fortune favors the bold. So I took my first time today. I got into a stock. It went up a little bit. I added. It went up even further. I took half off. It reversed a little bit, but still stayed above my average, kind of well above my average. I think 20, 30 cents above my average. And I added back to a full position. Next candle opened up. It blasted up a little bit, and I get out. And that was pretty much my trade today, and it worked out for $1,200 after fees. Again, during pre-market, I still am a little leery because of the volume, and I get scared sometimes because that first candle can dip down. It can revert, it can reverse and go back up, and you're cool. But we don't know what's going to happen in the market. There's no crystal ball that can tell you where, it's going to go. So I want to start the day flat at the bell, no positions. So I took a couple trades, which again goes back to overtrading, but um, I felt good taking a little bit bigger piece of the pie today. Um, that's kind of it. That's kind of all I had to share. Just a little progression on the journey. Again, that's what this channel is all about: is showing you that with no financial background, no education in finance, parents that blew through credit cards and amounted massive amounts of debt, a brother who had a car repossessed. I had zero, for the most part, I had zero kind of idea of how to build income, to build money, to build wealth. My idea was save and don't get a credit card. That was my fix to my parents' credit card problems, my brother's credit card problems. Was just not to get one, just not to get one. Well, now it's kind of fucking me. My credit score is not going anywhere because there's no more than a car note and student loans on my credit uh, fucking statement. I don't know what they're called, profile, whatever. So now I'm at the point where it looks like I need to get a credit card to kind of grow my credit to make me look better to investors for a business I'm trying to open up. I don't know if I wanted to be brick and mortar or kind of like a food truck idea again. That is the next step, is getting back into the kitchen. Something very passionate about. But again, we're here, we're moving, we're making good decisions over and over and over again. Now the guidance is I want to make a great decision and hold on to it. And we're working towards that, and either add to it and make it a better position, and then get out when it feels toppy. But that's the next step, is make a great decision, hold on to that, and have a really good day, rather than have an awesome day but you kind of traded a bunch. I think I took like traded 28,000 shares today on 13 tickers or something, on 13 tickets or something like that. Way too much. I did the math. I could have doubled my profits had I just held on, been confident in my position in AMRH today, knowing that the news was solid, that it was a company merging with another company, and getting that clinical trials, or stage one, stage two human clinical trials to test CBD on brain cancer. Um, Big, huge catalyst. I should have trusted it. I would have doubled my profits today, and I would have had two tickets. Two tickets, 2,000 shares or something, or three tickets, 2,000 shares, something like that, and I would have doubled what I actually was able to make. So that's the next step, is to just make a better decision, and then compound that better decision by either adding or taking off half, re-adding on a dip, and getting out at a better position, or closer to the high of day, before it reverses and kind of fades off. But that's where we are. That's where we're going, and I'm happy that you're along this journey with me. I hope that these videos kind of give you inspiration to see that you can do this yourself. If you find yourself in a similar situation where you have no financial background, you have no financial education, your parents did the best they could, the people around you did the best they could, but they never really did anything that you're trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is build wealth, and so I can give it back to these people that have given me so much inspiration. That's where my value in life is. I know that, I feel that, and now I'm building the right necessary steps to kind of live inside that. But that's where we're going. This is where we are. That's where we're going. I'm sorry this is 20 minutes long. Peace, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you sometime soon.